Yo, what's up? This your boy Fats coming in with you with another one. When the alarm goes off in the penitentiary, only three things could happen. Somebody's either fighting, somebody's going to medical, or somebody's getting pulled out. I was working in the kitchen one time, and when I came into work, this guy named Mark. Now, Mark is like a heavy-set dude. Can't keep his pants in because, shirt in because his stomach, it's kind of big, so it kind of hangs out. He got like a little afro, He probably been in the penitentiary probably about 10 years at this time. So he tell me, hey, go ahead and get everything, set up for the line because we're going to have a busy day, which was hamburger day. We're going to have a busy day. So I was like, all right. So I get everything, together and things like that. So I put all the water in the pans, get all the warmers turned on. Boom. Breakfast time come, we go out there to the little table out there to eat in the dining room. Like three of my workers that work with me. We go out to the table out there to eat. So while we eat, Mark comes up to us. He's like, hey, we're going to have to be real mindful of the food today because we don't want what happened last week to occur this week. So we got to be real mindful of the hamburgers that we pass out to people and things like that. So I was like, all right. So he was like, won't you go ahead and get the silverware from the tray room and bring it to the line and get everything set up because that's what I forgot to do. So I was like, all right. So I go finish eating my food, get up, go to the back, to the tray room. So when I get to the tray room, it's this guy named LeVar and like two other people that he was hanging with. One of them was white. They had like the little folks on the right-hand side of their eye right there. So I ain't really paying no attention. So I go get the silverware and things. So I come back, and when I'm coming back out, LeVar's like, hey, you think you can get some plastic wrap for me? So I was like, yeah, I can get it, because you got to go to the office to get it. You got to be like a line worker in order to get stuff like that. You just can't get the plastic and things. So I was like, all right, yeah, I can do it. So I go to the line doing my work. Probably 20 minutes later, he come back. He's like, hey, G, you still gonna get that plastic for me? So I was like, all right, yeah, I'll get it, I get it. And so when I get it, I go get the plastic. As soon as you tell me to go do it, I go get the plastic. So when I get the plastic, I put it on the counter because I don't want to go back to the tray room with the plastic because I don't want nobody to really see what I'm doing. So when I put the plastic on the counter, I go back there and I tell LeVar, hey, the plastic's on the counter, you got to go get it. So he's like, all right. So I tell him where the plastic was and I go about my business, doing my job, go up on the line, finishing out my work up there, getting it ready for lunch. So then, probably about 30 minutes later, Mark comes in there. He's like, hey, what you do with that plastic? He said, because we need it, out there. I was like, oh, what you mean? What I do with it? And he was like, Miss Wheeler said that you came in and got the plastic and you were supposed to bring it back. I was like, oh, okay. So I said, give me a second. So I ran out there to the tray room. And when I get out to the tray room, I see them in the back, by the pot and pan area, wrapping up some stuff, putting stuff up under the pots as they doing what they doing. And I'm like, hey, I need that plastic. So he's like, all right. So he ripping off a bunch of plastic now, So I'm like, I'm just looking at him. He rip it off, give me the plastic. I hurry up and take it back to Mark, give it to him. He go do his thing. So, boom, lunchtime come, we go eat. We sitting at the table eating, our lunch, our hamburgers. Everybody get 2 of them. So, as we eating, Mark come up to me. He's like, hey, some hamburgers is missing. Do you know anything about that? And I was like, nah, I don't know too much. I don't know nothing about no hamburgers being missing or anything like that. Because in the penitentiary, like I said, you got to keep everything I knew what I seen, but I ain't know what they was actually doing. But I knew what I seen. So I'm telling him, nah, I ain't see nothing like that. I ain't see it, no hamburger. He's like, damn, man, this shit is fucked up, He started yelling at me, So I back up a little bit because now he yelling it, because he's upset now. So I know them burgers, are kind of important in the penitentiary. So I know how people feel about them. So he getting mad and stuff. So he sit down. He's like, man, dang, this is the second time, this don't happen, These people, always stealing up in here. And so he's like, we're going to have to start getting rid of some of these people because we can't keep having this happen, every weekend. And I was like, shit, I don't know. Because like I said, after I eat and go back to my cell, because I work in the morning, I don't come to, the regular child. I just, stay in my cell or something like that. So he's telling me, basically, he gonna get in trouble, probably these people gonna be mad at him because these hamburgers keep coming up missing and they always stealing them from him. And he kind of figured that the people in the trade room was doing it because as he was talking, he was mentioning LeVar's name. So he was like, and you going to get that plastic, what was you doing with that plastic? And you was gone a long time with it. And I was like, shit, I had to wrap up some things on the line, to make sure that, we doing our job up here. And I said, I don't know what happened. I said, it just disappeared. I figured that somebody came and took it. So I'm trying to explain to him, give him a good, valid, reason why the plastic came up missing. So he gets up, walks off. So when he walks off, I'm like, shit, to the people, I'm like, dang, man, shit, I'm glad I don't got to work tomorrow to hear no bullshit, So after I eat, I go back to my cell, and when I go back to my cell, like I said, I don't go to the lunch with them. I just sit back in my cell, maybe watch TV or something, eat something a little bit later. But I don't go back to child because shit, on that day, I get kind of full. So, boom. Sunday come, that's the morning. I don't work, so I go to breakfast. So when I sit at the table, when I'm sitting at to get to the table, I got to sit at the Muslim table because that's the table, that I'm really sitting at now. So the imam come up at me and he sits down with me. He's like, you're going to have to, chill out for a minute, because there's about to be some type of beef going on, with some gang members and stuff like that. So I was like, all right. So basically he was telling me, whoever I was running with and hanging with, so be careful of who I'm running with because it might be some beef jumping off. So I was like, all right. So, boom. Later on that day, like I said, I don't go to child or whatever, but I heard the alarm going off. But I didn't know what it was going off for, because you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, on Sundays, I don't really go to child. But I heard the alarm going off on the yard. So, boom. I get up, I'm like, dang, because I'm hearing it, but I ain't really seeing no motion or whatever, but, I'm hearing it. So I just go to bed that night, didn't really think nothing. Ain't nobody came to my cell and told me anything, what was going on or whatever. So I just was like, shit, I ain't really tripping. So I sat at the table, the imam comes sit down beside me. He's like, he gives me the greeting, I give him the greeting back. He tell me, hey, you gonna have to quit hanging out with your boy, for a minute until after everything, kind of chill out, with the GDs and the vice lords. And I was like, all right. Now my boy he's talking about is my boy Big Suge. That's another story I can tell you about as well. But he's a blood. I think he's a Pyru blood. So he tell me that I have to, basically, quit hanging out with them for a minute until after everything kind of boils down. I was kind of confused on what was going on because why he wanted me to do that. So when I get up, Suge's over there, with his people. You know, me and him always roll back together. So when we walking back to our cells, I don't really say nothing to him. You know, I just walk back to my cell, just like normal. We just me and him just walking back. We ain't really talking, because basically they just told him the same thing that they just told me, that I probably had to quit hanging out with certain people until after everything kind of blew over. So I was like, all right, you know. So when we go back to my cell, I go back to my cell. Boom, I'm sitting in my cell, just sitting there chilling, ain't doing nothing. So then I get out for a call out or something. So he walks up to my cell. He's like, hey, Fast Man, you know, I know they just told us, you know, that we have to, you know, chill out for a minute until after everything boils over. But, you know, can we still kind of like do a little business together? Because at this time, me and him was running together. You know, we was making money, making moves together. Everybody knew that what we was doing. But, you know, me and him had like a little certain thing going on. So I was like, yeah, you know, I get that money, you know, make sure that everything still goes right. So, boom, boom. Later on that night, you know, like I said, I don't go to child or anything like that, but the alarm went off, you know, because you could tell, because it's like a doo-doo-doo-doo-doo all over the radio. So I hear the alarm going off. I don't know why the alarm going off or anything like that. I just hear it goes off, and I just, you know, just chill to myself. So then when I go to child Monday morning, you know, like I said, sitting at the table with the Muslims, you know, Suge sitting over there, you know, in his area, you know, over there with the vice lords and things. So Muslim come up to me, he's like, hey, you know what I'm saying, what happened, you know what I'm saying, in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying, on Saturday. And I'm like, like I said, I don't want to lie to him and things. So he's like, what happened with them hamburgers and things? He said, you see anything? They talking about, you know, you the one that gave them the plastic and all that. And I was like, dang, I'm saying, that news travel fast, you know. And that motherfucker Mark, you know, was telling everybody, you know, how was plastic and all that stuff came up missing. But I was like, you know, I don't know, you know, basically I was lying to him, but he, like he said, just keep it real with him, you know, just let him know what's going on. Did I see anything faulty or anything like that going on? And I was like, yeah, I seen it, you know, but I ain't really, you know what went on. He was so like, basically, well, he just wanted me to give him the rundown of what happened yesterday with all the plastic and everything. So I was like, all right, you know, I basically told him I really didn't know nothing. I just seen everything. And he just was telling me that he knew that LeVar and this guy named Puma had something to do with it. Puma is the white guy with the folks on his eye right there. So I kind of knew him as well because he worked in the kitchen too. So he was just telling me that it might be, you know, saying something going on with them. They're going to have to check them or whatever because they stole all the hamburgers. So I was like, all right, you know, I ain't really, you know, paying too much mind, you know, because like I said, at that time, I wasn't really in the gang banging. I was in the more of the religion thing at that time. So I go back to my cell. And on that day, you know, I didn't even go to the yard or nothing like that, but I heard the alarm going off, you know, siren went doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo on yard time. So I ain't really paying no mind because, like I said, that stuff goes on all the time. You just, like I said, you never know what it could be. It's just anything could happen at any given time. So you hear that stuff like on a regular basis. You just want to know who it is after the fact. So then morning come, like I said, I go to breakfast. I'm off. I go to breakfast. When I go to breakfast, I sit down at the table. The man come over there and talk to me again. He's like, you know, LeVar got into it with somebody, you know what I'm saying, on the yard, you know what I'm saying, last night. And, you know what I'm saying, they got in like a little big fight. So it might be some real type of beef going on. So I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, he was just filling me out on the situation, making sure that I was up to par with everything. Because he knew that I hung with some, really both sides at that time. Because like I said, I was doing like a little hustling and things like that. So I go to the yard at night. When I go to the yard at night, and when I go out to the yard at night, I look on the baseball diamond, you know what I'm saying? On the baseball diamond, that's where all the feminine people kind of be. So I was like, all right, you know, I seen like a group of people over there. There was this dude named Walla and this other dude named 38. I knew Walla, you know what I'm saying, from Kansas City because, like I said, I was in group homes and things like that. So I kind of knew him through that. And, you know, 38, I just knew him from coming to the Muslim call out on Tuesdays because he comes to our call out, I guess, to kind of learn Al-Fatiha or whatever, you know. So I guess some vice lords try to learn some of the Muslims' religion, I guess. I don't know, but I guess he comes there for something like that, or he was trying to be a Muslim. I don't really know his background or anything. I just knew that he came to the call out. But I seen him over there talking. And then I was like, you know, when I seen him over there talking, that's what made me think of the imam. I was like, okay, now I understand why the imam always coming to me, talking to me about that stuff, because he over there with them people. So I was just peeping out the whole situation, what was going on, you know, just looking at it, you know what I'm saying, from a far distance, because I was on a basketball court, and the basketball court at this time was kind of, wasn't too many people over there. It was, I guess everybody was like, was having their own meetings going on, because I guess things was going on with the vice lords and the GDs that they wanted to make sure that they was on point too. So I guess everybody was just probably in their little meetings, but wasn't no gang members or anything like that on the basketball court. It was just like, it was like a ghost town over there. And I guess the guards could see it too, you know, because they was walking a lot. They seen the tension out there. They seen that everybody was moving like in their little groups. So, boom, go back in. I go back to my cell. Boom. Tuesday come. I go to the call out. Like I said, they do 38 up in there. And the man come over there, talk to me again. I don't know why y'all always talking to me. I guess because I was kind of running the streets in the penitentiary, because I was doing a lot of illegal stuff that I wasn't supposed to do, but I was kind of keeping the community kind of together, because, like I said, I was kind of feeding the community as well. So he was like, you know, hey, you got to be real careful, because there's something about to go down. I don't know when it's going to go down or how it's going to go down, but it's going to go down. I don't know when or how, you know, but it's going to go down. So we'll be careful this time, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right. So everybody's talking about it, you know. We like, shit, I guess, you know, like I said, I don't know why the vice lords and the Muslims ran together, but they did. But after the meeting, like I said, I was on point with everything. I was trying to make sure that I was doing my job, you know, watching everybody, making sure that I was staying away from the people that they told me to stay away from. One day go by, 2 bad days go by, and then Saturday morning, you know, I go to work in the child hall. You know, I heard that there's a lot of little commotion going on in there. So when I go to the little gate, because they got like a little gate that you can pull closed, you can look out and see the dining hall, and the police will use the key to open it up and slide it back. You can go to the gate and you can look out. So I hear a lot of little commotion going on out there. And when I get out there, I see that, you know, it was like a few GDs, you know, and a couple vice lords, you know what I'm saying? They was out there, you know what I'm saying, throwing their little punches, doing their little thing, you know. But that's all I really seen. I ain't really seen too much, you know, of how it went down or anything like that. I just seen like the punches, because like I said, when you hear the commotion, everybody kind of get off the line and go around and look out the little door. So when I was at the door, one of the Muslims in the kitchen was like, hey, you know what I'm saying, go back to your little area, you know, this ain't none of your business, you know, just go back to, and I was saying to myself, but shit, all this time, you know what I'm saying, y'all was telling me, you know, what was going on. I'm thinking that it is my business, but he was like, you know what I'm saying, just in case if something do go down, they want to make sure that we ain't around or whatever to see how it went down or whatever. So I was like, all right. So I moved myself from that situation and went on back up to my line and started doing my job, you know. All the police ran in there, did their little thing, you know, got everybody down on the floor. moved everybody out. And when they moved everybody out, the crazy thing is some people they take in, some people they don't. They take to the hole. Some people they send back to their room, and then like a couple days later, they might send them out to another penitentiary and things. But that's what they end up doing. They end up sending Walla, you know what I'm saying, to another penitentiary. They kept 38 there, you know. But yeah, that's my little story on that, you know. How the GDs and the Vice Lords almost got into it over some hamburger. They had beef because somebody, you know what I'm saying, just tried to steal them from them. They thought that they can just run over them by just keep doing it and things. But they just wanted to bring some type of unity to themselves because they felt like they needed it, because at that time wasn't really no gang members, you know, running the penitentiary. It was more like the Muslims, the ABs, and all them Mexicans and all them groups like that had a little power, because at that time gang members wasn't one of the things that people was actually doing. You know, when the GDs and the Vice Lords start coming in there, and the Four Corner Hustlers, Vice Lords, and all them people like that, when they start really coming in, that's when like the numbers start really growing. You know, you can really see it was everybody joining each side, whites, blacks, Mexicans. It didn't really matter. They was joining fast as hell. So when you get in there, you're going to see that. But, you know, it's up to you if you want to join a gang. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, most people shouldn't join a gang. They should be more to themselves when they go to the penitentiary, learn something versus sitting there not learning nothing. Because as time goes on, you never know what you learn in the penitentiary could benefit you on the street. You might learn how to read. You might learn how to do something else. I mean, it's just a lot of things that you can do when you get out. Once you get in there, once you get out, you can benefit yourself more than you can if you just continue on doing crime on the street, because you ain't gonna never be able to elevate or anything like that. When you doing crime, you always gonna find yourself in a situation to where you got to dig yourself out of something. It could be something small. It could be something, you know what I'm saying, smaller than an ant that gets you in the penitentiary. But then you got to realize, you know what I'm saying, your head has to be bigger than the ant, and make sure that you're on point with everything. But this is your boy Fats. Stay up. Y'all keep subscribing and keep the comments going, even though some of them y'all don't like when I say, you know what I'm saying. But it's all good, though. I'm working on that, and I'm going to get it back on track. Y'all stay up.